Good evening. It's Thursday, the 2nd of February, and it's time for the news on RIK2. President Anastasiades urged Turkey to practically prove its rhetoric about a positive approach on the Cyprus issue as the negotiations for a solution move closer to reconvening the Geneva conference at a political level. Addressing the annual Cyprus News Agency Awards ceremony last night, Anastasiades said he hoped that all involved in the process, and especially Turkey, would practically prove their willingness for a solution. The efforts underway, he said, aim at ascertaining if there is a possibility to eventually bring peace to the island and overcome the results of the occupation and live with prosperity. Anastasiades said he had higher expectations from the press on the Cyprus issue, adding that accuracy and truth should dominate their coverage of the process for a solution. He said he was not criticising the press, but was making an appeal because it concerns the future of the country. United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres has assured Cyprus, his permanent representative, Nikos Emiliou, that he will continue his efforts for a viable and mutually acceptable solution of the Cyprus problem. Emiliou held a farewell meeting with Guterres on the occasion of his departure for Brussels, where he will be assuming his duties as Cyprus's permanent representative to the European Union on February the 13th. Guterres and Emiliou discussed developments in the Cyprus issue and prospects at the upcoming negotiations. Russian Ambassador Stanislav Ossadchi has said that Moscow is ready to take part in the upcoming conference on Cyprus in Geneva. In remarks after a meeting with new Limassol Mayor Nikos Nikolaidis, Ossadchi also said that Russia believes that the presence of all the UN Security Council members in the conference would be useful. He added that Russia wants an early solution and all differences still existing to be solved as soon as possible. President Anastasiades flew to Valletta, Malta today to attend an informal EU summit on migration starting tomorrow. According to an official press release, the EU heads of state or government will address the external dimension of migration. They are expected to focus their discussions on the central Mediterranean route and adopt the Malta Declaration on the issue of migration. Anastasiades will also attend a working lunch during which a broader approach towards migration is expected to be discussed. An exchange of views on the latest developments in the international political scene will also take place. The EU leaders will further talk about the future of Europe ahead of the upcoming 60th anniversary of the Rome Treaties on the 25th of March. Turkey's Foreign Minister Mevlut Çavuşoğlu directly threatened Greek Defence Minister Panos Gamenos after he flew over the Emir Islets in the East Aegean to pay homage to 3 officers killed in a helicopter crash 21 years ago. Turkey is claiming sovereignty over the rocky islets despite the fact that Greek sheep herders live there. Çavuşoğlu said that the Greek minister constantly engages in provocations and urged him to behave reasonably as an unwanted accident could happen. Gamenos answered back that the armed forces are ready to face any provocation. He added that Greece wants peace among the countries of the region, but Turkey must come to realize that cowboy antics do not make a dent on Greece. He also urged the Turkish minister to take into consideration the state of his country's armed forces after their shake-up because of the failed coup. Moody's rating agency has said that the annual rise in deposits to the Cypriot banking system is improving the bank's funding structure. It said deposits in the Cyprus banking system rose in 2016 for the first time since the 2013 banking crisis, rising by €3 billion. Moody's added that the increase was driven by more stable domestic deposits and is credit positive because it improves banks' funding structures. It also said that the trend points to households' increased capacity to service their high levels of debt, a significant portion of which is distressed. Moody's noted that the Cypriot bank's balance sheet rehabilitation process will be lengthy because of the long cure periods for restructured loans before they are reclassified as performing. The Central Bank of Cyprus today urged Cypriot banks to set up a common non-performing exposures management unit as bad loans in the Cypriot banking system remain high, around €24 billion. An official of the central bank said that a joint unit would lead to economies of scale resulting in multiple benefits for the banks. Non-performing loans in the Cypriot banking system amounted to €24.1 billion in September, representing 48% of the total loan portfolio. Bank of Cyprus, the biggest lender, with €11.9 billion in red loans, has set up arrears management units in a bid to tackle red loans in a specialised way and to set up debt restructuring. Chief Executive Officer of the Cooperative Central Bank, Nicholas Hadjiyannis, also told the Cyprus news agency that the state-owned lender is examining the possibility to set up a platform for non-performing exposures management. Hellenic Bank joined forces with APS Holdings, a company specialising in asset management, setting up a debt servicing company. Secondary school students stayed away from their classes during the last hour of lessons today, despite a decision by the parents' associations to cancel the action over the proposed introduction of class examinations every 4 months. A spokesman for the students said they still disagree with the proposal and with amendments promised by the Minister of Education and wanted their views to be taken notice of ahead of a debate by Parliament tomorrow. Education Minister Kostas Gathis said that amendments made to the bill have been agreed with the parents' associations. He also said that only about 10% of students agree with the leadership of their unions on the strike action. Now for the weather forecast. It will be mostly fine tomorrow with cloud cover at times. Winds will initially be light, variable, force 3, but will become light to moderate southwesterly to northwesterly, force 3 to 4 by early afternoon. The sea will be slight. Temperatures will reach 16 Celsius inland and in coastal areas and 8 over the mountains. The outlook for the next 3 days will be cloudy at times, possibly with light local rain, temperatures unchanged. The depth of snow is 65 centimetres on Mount Olympus and 55 centimetres over the Troodos Square. That's all from us here. Join us tomorrow for more news in English. Have a very good evening.